Hey everybody, it's JD, aka Ragin Cajun Comics, coming to you with another episode of Comic and Collectible Treasures, episode number 2. Uh, for everybody who's been here for the first time, welcome. Welcome to the podcast. Today we're just going to get a podcast covering all of our friends from the chat and the community. So I want to get to know them better besides just seeing their pictures, which I love, and I love following and giving likes. Today we're going to have a great guy who's on Instagram and YouTube, and his main thing is usually Wednesdays. It's called Blame Phable, which is amazing. Hits a lot of great topics and just shows you all the new stuff that comes out. He's your and my great friend. Please welcome Phable. Phable, what's up, brother?
Station.
Station.
What's going on, guys? How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Happy to have you here, dude. I was waiting to have you on the camera, just getting used to all this stuff and verbally talk to you. Besides, just checking you out on your page, which is amazing. So,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you for coming off and chilling with me,
Oh
brother.
man, for you raging anything, brother. You're just such a great guy, such a big supporter of the community. I can't tell you no, brother. Never can tell you
Um,
no.
I, much love, brother. Much love. So, before we chat and cover some of the stuff that you have in your PC collection, let's say what's up to the chat and see who we got here chilling with us. Spine Ticks. What's up, brother? We got Sith Lordy.
Station.
Check Station, brother. Check him out. He's on Saturdays. Uh, that guy is just a beast. On for hours and hours. Love his show. Can't get enough of him, dude. He's like Southern California local to
Yeah,
me, so he's one of my homies. And then
Sith is
we
awesome.
have, oh yeah, heck yeah, Hip Hop's and me, Team Nerd Herd in the house. Hell
Yeah,
yeah, Steve, what's up, brother?
Station.
Station, brother. One of my good friends right there. You gotta love him.
Love
Super
Big
nice.
Steve, man.
Always, yeah. Always love seeing his stuff. I call him what do you call it? Dude, I just dropped his name, dude. He's Barry White's voice, man. I love his voice. I can't get enough of him. And then we have Sheena, HK Wifey
Station.
Station. One of the
Heck
great
yeah.
ones. Always
Yeah.
promoting every bit in the community. Gotta love her.
Always.
Oh, please never leave. I love her. And one of our other homies, the Anime Station, brother.
Station.
This guy's another great guy in our community. This is why I love hanging out with you guys. These guys just
Heck yeah.
show all the love. Oh, one of the brothers, Station.
TM Station.
One of the Bad Batch PCP Army guys showing love to this man right
Heck
here.
yeah.
So
My
that's
brother.
great. I appreciate you guys stopping by and showing some love to our guy Fable, man. He's the man. So I know you love comics and you got back into it, and then you also love Transformers. That's where I
Yeah.
have the connection with
Big
you.
time.
Two of the greatest. So I don't know what to say other than I found another brother in this community. So I'm happy to
Uh,
find you. I'm happy to follow you,
thanks,
dude. You
Ranger.
making me get into action figures.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's why I named the show Blame Fable because I get all sorts of DMs and everything like, yo, bro, man, I saw your thing and now I'm gonna get this, and I saw this and I'm gonna get that. And, at first I was like, no, 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 don't blame me. It's not my fault. But now that I see people are getting stuff that they love and or they discovered something that they've never seen before through me, I'm happy to be the guy who pushed you in that direction.
Yeah, definitely. So this basically podcast, I wanted you to just show me some of your stuff. I asked you to bring, 5 or 6 things to make me jealous, of course. And I was gonna show you some of my stuff. So I've been collecting. I'm a little bit older than you, I believe. I'm 40. I'll be 47 in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So
41.
some of the stuff. 41.
41.
See, young cat, dude. I knew you were a young cat.
Yeah, I don't feel young these days, but yeah,
Same here,
I
man.
feel you.
Big Herm in the house. What's up, brother?
Oh, station.
Station.
Big station,
Um,
the big her.
yeah, dude, that guy's super cool. I love.
Heck yeah.
He's another person who has a great voice. I like listening to him.
Oh yeah.
So
Big Herm,
today
you
I
just
wanted
listen to him, and it's story time with Big Herm. You just kick back,
oh,
leave the phone going, and
totally, dude, totally. So I wanted to just see some of your stuff just to get jealous and maybe just get to see what you have. And that I know those boxes right there. I always want to see all those variants right there that you show off, which is cool. But I
oh.
know you have some goodies I want to see and get jealous of. So please, what you got for the community, brother?
Well, I brought a bunch of stuff, but nothing too major. Just stuff that, because you had told me you had wanted me to bring things that I guess hit home for me a little more
Yeah, for
than
sure.
other things. You know what I mean? So, of course, my first love, action figures, cartoon, character would have to be, of course, Transformers, right? I mean, um, I come from a single parent home for the most part, and no dad around like that. So it's funny to say that an animated character felt like a dad, but to a 5 year old, he did. You know, he said certain things, he did certain things. Um, he always took care of his team, and these are the things I bring forward with me from that. As silly as it is, it's a transforming truck, but it hit me home when I was a little kid. So of course I always have love for my man Optimus Prime,
Ooh, Brian, baby.
man. Now this isn't what do you gonna call it? This isn't the original. This is
The
actually a
reissue?
reissue that they did in the early 2000s. I didn't actually have Prime as a child because I couldn't afford it. My mom, she just wasn't buying that kind of thing. And back then, Transformers were just as pricey as they are now. That thing has never changed. So, um, you know, when I became 20 years old, had a couple of dollars, I saw this on the shelf. You already know this was coming home with me. So I've had it a good 20 years. Let's just say it
That's
like that.
sick.
So it may not be the original, but it's still vintage. It's still old. So
Heck yeah.
love this
That,
thing.
that's why
Um,
I'm gonna show you right there.
yeah, go ahead, man. Nice. There he is. Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
minds
there
think
he
alike.
is. That's what I'm talking about.
So
Love
this is
Prime,
my
man.
only toy that I've had since I was a kid.
Ooh,
Because
okay.
all my Transformers, my mom, she said she threw them away, but she
Mm,
donated them. And I was like 14,
mm,
15, and I loved the Transformers. That was like my one thing. And my first one I got was Soundwave, but then I got this one. And
mm.
she gave them away, but I hid this one. So I've had this since '85.
Oh man, that is awesome. It looks great, man. That thing's in
I,
great condition.
I'm anal about that in comics, dude. I put those stuff away and I don't touch them.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, I was out of collecting for at least 25 years, almost 30 years. I was out of collecting. So a lot of the stuff that I had as a kid, gone. Comic books, toys, you name it. All the stuff we love, gone. I can't even remember where some of it went, to be honest with you. But ever since getting back into this thing, and you guys, because you guys blame me, but I blame you just as much as you blame me. Because I look at your Instagrams and your YouTubes and all that, and it's like, oh man, and then I don't know why I was into this thing for a little while, but it never clicked with me to buy things. Outside of the comic books, I never thought of buying toys or any of that stuff. But
Yeah,
one day I was just like, why don't I just get it? I mean, what am I, what's wrong with
yeah.
just getting a figure? And so, I found, going back to some vintage, I got some Insecticons, which were some of my
Oh,
favorite
I love
Transformers.
those.
So, yeah. These are also reissues, but I mean, they're great, right?
Yeah, they're still amazing.
Awesome.
I love the
The
sticker when you can
Beetle.
rub on and off and then it fades in and
Oh,
out.
yeah. He's got that still. Yeah. And another one, the Beetle.
Yeah, Bombshell,
Right.
Dropkick. Ah, dude, you gotta love them all.
Love those. And then uh a few years later, they came out with a series called Transformers Animated. I don't know if you ever heard of
Yep.
Transformers Animated. It was very cartoonish looking, very
Yes.
simplified designs, but it was very G1 inspired. You know what I mean? It had a lot of G1 aesthetic to it. And the toy line was incredible. So I think I already showed you this one, but this is one of my favorite from that line. This is Megatron.
Yeah. That is
And
so cool.
yeah, his detail is great. He's a very, very sturdy figure, heavy figure. And he still works.
All right. Oh wow. That is cool. That
So I
is
thought you'd get a
cool.
kick out of that. um,
Surprised me on that one. So did you get that when it first released, or did you get it?
yeah, when it
Oh,
first released. Yeah, it
see,
was
that's
one of
when
those again.
I stopped collecting at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time.
Oh, I had
So
stopped as well, but I had gone into a Toys R Us for my son, and I saw them there, and it's just, the nostalgia hit me right there, and I was like, oh, these are nice. Let me pick up one. Let me pick up two. So I ended up getting the Prime from that series,
I
which
never
is
got that. I tried to get
very
Mini Prime.
nice.
Dude, that's bad.
Yeah, this guy, he's built, man. He's strong. He's got the wheels in the back. Look at his back, man. This is a diesel Prime right here. Does not play. Um, and of course, one of my favorite characters, which I now find is one of your favorite characters, is RC.
Woo, right there, baby.
And they did have a Transformers animated RC,
Oh,
which is
didn't know that.
very cool. Yes, they did.
Oh
So,
man, see, now you gotta make me get
she's
into this, man.
she's super awesome, right?
Yeah, blame
Uh,
Fable. It is blame Fable.
So now that stuff I got over the years, right? Over the years,
Mhm.
just vintage toys, a couple of animated figures which were current at that time, right? But again, that's here and there. No serious collecting. I still wasn't in comic books. So now I'm in, right? Now I'm in comic books. Last 2 to 3 years, I'm in comic books. I'm in figures. I'm doing it all, and Hasbro has been putting out some of the best Transformer toys I've ever seen, right? Like people love the vintage toys, and I love my Prime. He's Prime, right?
Oh yeah,
But let's keep it real. This guy doesn't do anything, right? His legs
yeah.
don't move. He's pretty
Hey, the
static.
diecast, dude, you can hurt somebody with that.
Exactly. So these new guys are amazing. So, of course, Prime fan, right? Still haven't gotten him out the box, but I got him, man.
Oh, that's sick.
I got Prime. And let's show the back. Look how much better this Prime looks compared to the Prime we got as kids. And again, I love the stuff we got as kids, but this is amazing.
Yeah,
This would have killed me as a kid. If I would have seen this as a kid, I would have been nuts. You know what I mean? Um,
to
and
answer your question, TM, yes, I did see the Netflix series, and it gave me the nostalgia feel from the kid when I was a kid. How about you, Fable?
the Transformers series, I saw the first two. I haven't seen Kingdom yet. And
Oh,
hell
dude,
yeah, man.
I binged the whole thing. I just watched it straight, and
Yeah,
I
no,
got a new love for Dinobot. So shout
Dinobot,
out to him
yes.
because I was
Yeah,
like, all right, I knew of him, but I didn't collect the
right,
series. I
right.
only have like the original Marvel series and stuff, and then I saw this, and I was like, oh, dude, this guy's badass. I like
Yeah,
him even more. No
yeah.
spoilers, no spoilers.
Yeah, TM is a huge fan of Dinobot and the Beast Wars. He actually got me collecting the comic book now because he would just go on and on about it. And I was like, you know what? Let me check this out because I was one of those old guys. If it's not G1, it's not official. It's not. You know what I mean? I was just like that. But that's his favorite character, yeah. But now my mind is more open. I'm definitely messing with the Beast Wars. You know what I mean? And that shout out
Yeah,
to TM for that.
yeah,
But
heck yeah, dude.
So
Grace is
yeah,
in the house. Grace, my brother.
I had to get our homegirl, which is the most official RC I think ever released, right? Besides the masterpiece version.
Yeah.
Um,
I bought that
I've
one
been
because of you,
wanting.
dude. I blame you on that one.
I've been wanting this one forever, man. Forever. And then they came out with the Studio Series 86 line. Now, Transformers the movie 86 is one of my favorite movies of all time. I know it's not a cinematic masterpiece. I know, you know what I mean? It's not no Martin Scorsese or nothing like that, but I don't care. I love that movie. So when they announced that movie line, man, come on. This is one of the sickest figures in that line.
It is amazing. I can't like him though. He killed
Why?
Prime.
Why? Come on, man. You didn't kill Prime, man.
He killed Prime, dude.
Yo, so many people hate Rodimus, man.
I can't like him. That's a sick figure though. I do like that figure.
Oh man,
That's
come on, this thing is
especially with this
sick.
blade that comes out. That's bad.
Yeah, this is badass, man. There's nothing
Yeah.
like this when we were kids.
No,
Nothing that's articulated
nothing
as
close
this.
to it.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
like the Transformer figure, the way it looks and everything. I'm Prime right here all the way, you know? But first, we gotta say Nation of
um,
All.
yeah,
Welcome to the show. And Bricks, thanks for stopping by and giving love to Phable, man. Appreciate you guys.
yeah. Thank you, guys. Station, guys.
So I'm gonna hit you up.
Um,
I'm gonna hit you back with
go ahead, brother. Yeah.
little Funko action and Transformers.
Ooh, that one is nice, man. I need to
My
get my
friends
hands
are
on
trying to
that
get
one.
me into buying Funko, and I'm like, no, I'm not getting back into figures. But they gave me some, and then I did get some reissues to show you.
Ooh, yes, Bumblebee.
Yeah,
Damn.
I
What do you
found this
got that
at
thing in?
one of the little GI Joe cases.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool, man. Never
Yeah,
thought
it
of doing
features
something
eight.
like that.
I wish it fit the cassettes, but it doesn't fit the cassettes.
Mm.
But it fit this, so I was like, oh, cool. So I could just have it up displayed in my little office that me and my wife put our collectibles in. Which I love my wife because she's a collectible fan, so she lets me do this stuff. And then one last one with the mini box.
Oh, go
I
for it,
went
man.
international.
Ooh.
And it has all of them.
Oh, wow. Oh, you got to send me the link for that one, brother. You got to say, see? Yeah, you got some stuff there, brother. Hell yeah. I would definitely be interested in that one.
But for sure, I'm looking for that Jetfire for you. I got your back, dude. I'm gonna look for it. I've
That's
been looking
okay,
for it.
because I got one here that I think you might want. This was my latest acquisition, and I love this thing. Like, I'm never getting rid of it, right? So this is hard to see.
No
I'm
way.
sorry, but it's the Quintesson Pit of Judgment.
That's the
Right? You know the guys that go guilty or
the
innocent and all
Quintesson.
this other. Yeah, and the judge, the bailiff, the little robot they killed, and at the
Oh,
bottom is a Sharkticon. I don't know if you can see him. Sorry about the
yeah, I
glare,
see him.
guys.
I see him.
Yeah, so it's the whole
That's
set there.
badass.
Yeah,
Was
man.
that Hasbro Lab release or was that on the stores?
No, that was on Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
Oh, shout out to
yeah.
you, Spintex.
And of course, uh, I got the series on DVD, the original series, every season,
Love that stuff.
right? Last season, and of course the movie. So definitely, brother, definitely.
Hey, you ain't playing around, Fable. You ain't playing around.
Oh, I'm not playing, man. I'm not. You told me to get some stuff. I got some stuff, bro.
What? Hey, let me shoot back at you. Let me shoot back at you.
Go ahead, bro. Hit me. Ooh, that's the vintage one too, right?
Vintage one, original.
Yeah, yeah, that one is nice.
I bought this maybe 20 years ago. I had
Wow.
this original, and then when my mom got rid of everything, when I got my first paycheck, I had to get this back. So
That is
I
sick.
got that. And I
Hell
wanna.
yeah.
You got me all sweaty here, dude. You're spicy shit.
It's hot. It's hot in here. We're in the
Yeah, it's
middle of
getting
August
hot.
right now.
Yep, I know. Shout out to Maria Reyes Station.
Oh, Station Maria. How are you?
Oh,
Thanks for coming.
all right. How about little comic action?
Oh, you're
First
killing
appearance
me,
of the Dino
Smalls.
Box.
You're killing me. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
I gotta get back at you. Gotta get back at you because I know. I'm gonna get back
I'm
into
looking
it.
for that one. I'm looking for that one. Yeah. Hell yeah.
First
I
appearance of Jetfire.
loved those comic books, brother.
Yeah.
Those comic books are so underrated. So good.
DM me what you don't have, and anything doubles, I got you.
Oh, you
And
already
then my
know.
crown jewel.
Ooh. Mm, amazing.
I got this way, I think maybe 15 years ago,
Uh,
and then it was a beat up copy, and I found this again a couple of years ago.
that's
So
awesome, dude.
go ahead, show me, make me more jolly, dude. You have a big collection.
Well, one of my other favorite franchises of all time, besides the Transformers, would have to be Back to the
Got
Future,
goosebumps.
right? I love Marty McFly. I love Doc. I love the DeLorean. That trilogy of movies I could watch over and over again, no problem. Love those movies. So, I had to get the DeLorean Transformer
Oh, nice. That's sick.
Gigawatt. I had to. This was like a must buy when I heard this was happening. You know what I mean?
And you know what makes it
And
sick is they made it the old style box, which made it
right,
even sweeter.
right.
Can't get
And I
enough of
thought
that.
are you a fan of Back to the Future at all?
Heck yeah, dude! I watch that like at least once a month. I
Okay,
love that.
okay. Well, then you might get a kick out of this. A few months ago, no, not months ago. I'm sorry, years ago. The company Playmobil. Have you ever heard of that company? Playmobil.
Yes.
It's a kid baby toy thing.
Uh huh.
But for some reason, they decided to make a DeLorean, and it's a pretty badass DeLorean,
Wow.
right? It gets sicker though. It gets sicker. You flip up the door. Who's sitting there? My man Marty.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
Go to the other side. Got my man Doc,
That's sick.
and it can go back in time.
That is cool.
I thought you might get a kick out of this one.
Oh, that is
So
cool.
yeah, pretty cool stuff, man. Love this kind of stuff.
What's that figure made
Oh,
of? Is that one of those brick ones, or
the figure here. Let me pull them out.
that looks cool?
Yeah, it's like a Lego kind of wannabe thing. I don't know. It. Oh, I'm sorry. All nervous on the camera. Yeah,
Oh, that's
sweet.
cool, dude.
Nice little details. We got his work bag and everything.
I like that, dude.
So, yeah, pretty cool. Let me show you Marty. Come on, Marty. Marty. It's like I put these guys in here and just forgot about them. We got Marty.
Oh, it even has his life jacket. I love it.
Pretty cool stuff. And Anime said something about I think the Ghostbusters one. I do have the Ghostbusters one too. But that one I don't have close to me. But yeah, man. Love Back to the Future. One of my
Yeah, you can't get tired
favorite
of
things.
that.
Yeah, I even got
Which is your favorite one?
Back to the Future. Um, I don't
Oh, you
know.
got
I'm
a
gonna go
trilogy
with
box
the
set. Nice.
yeah. I'm gonna go with the original one. Just because it's just a perfect movie, almost. Perfectly paced, perfectly acted. Good climax. It's just a good film. But I have a soft spot for the second one because I love the future. I
Yeah,
love when they
future's
do
badass.
future stuff. Yeah. And the flying cars, I mean, come on.
I wanted that Pepsi so bad,
What
and they
about those
released it.
Nikes, man?
Oh yeah, I was. That's the only time I actually went in line for shoes. I've never done that, and I missed it by two people, and I know they had some in the back. They kept it
No,
for
you
themselves.
serious? Oh
Yeah,
man, those I heard those sneakers they're going for like 5,000, $10,000 a pair or something like that.
yeah, dude, they're out
That's
of hand. They're
insane.
like 10 G's or something.
Well, I mean, it's a testament to how big these franchises are and what they mean to
Oh yeah,
people, where they're willing to shell out that kind of money for it, So I
they
love
don't make
Bags of the
movies like that
Future.
anymore
Yeah, yeah,
because they try to remake stuff that they had in the 80s and 90s. That's how crazy that is every time. And then
yeah.
when you watch it still holds. It's like so
Oh
entertaining.
yeah,
And I even show my
yeah,
nephews who are like 30 years younger than me, and they watch it for the first time. I'm like, oh, this was created back then. I'm like, yeah, that's how amazing these are.
yeah. They crafted those movies, man. They crafted them, handcrafted. You know, that's why they stay
Dude,
the test of time. A lot of '80s movies are still great, man. Gremlins. I mean, we can go on. We can do that all
yeah,
day.
yeah. That's another show. We'll do another show about that when we come back. Blame Fable, top movies, man. There you go, baby.
um,
I started to reissue, but I wanted to show you this.
Go ahead, man. Yeah, let me see what you got. Oh, yes. That's the one I have, I think.
Uh huh.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one I bought when it came out, and right before I stopped. And then my buddy for my birthday gave me this one.
The Pepsi one. Yeah, I saw that one. That is awesome, dude.
So this one, it, as a birthday gift left to this. So every time I look at it, I'm thankful. So
Right,
shout out to my boy
right.
Danton. He gave me that. I think it was like 15 years ago.
That's
But I
sick,
can't
bro.
open these bad boys. I don't know why. But your Back to the Future collection, sick. Your
Oh
Transformers,
man.
sick.
Oh, I got like a ton more. It's just that they're in a closet, and I'm trying to keep them nice. Taking them down is
Yeah,
gonna be a pain in the neck. So I grabbed what I could.
yeah, no worries, dude. I love everything you have right there, man. Especially the Back to the Future and of course Transformers, man. You got nothing but
Oh
love on
man,
that stuff, dude.
nothing but love. Nothing but love.
So do you watch it with your kid? Like the cartoons?
My son is actually into the new ones, man. I think they're called Rescue Bots or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, Rescue Bots. Yeah, he loves those toys, man. I bought him the whole set. The police car. It's a bunch of them, bunch of little ones. They're pretty cool too. Pretty cool.
Oh, I have to. I never checked it out, but I know my little godson wants to watch it. So when he ever sleeps over, right now since all this pandemic stuff is crazy, he's only been here a couple times, but he always wants to watch Transformers. Because I'll let him
Mm.
walk in here and he sees the office and he'll be like, "Oh, what's that?" Well, it's Transformers, and then he'll tell his parents, "Hey, let's watch Transformers." So I want to watch that. I want to check it out. It gives me an excuse to watch cartoons.
My son, he's really big into now, believe it or not, is Power Rangers, man. He's a Power Ranger nut. He
Ah,
loves Dino Fury, Dino Charge. See, I stopped after like the first two seasons, but they've had like 30 different versions of Power
yeah.
Rangers over the years, and he's
I'm
into
lost.
all of them, man.
I'm lost to that though. Have you been watching? Have you been collecting the comics and reading those?
Yes, yes, I do have a full run of Power Rangers comic books.
How's that
Absolutely, I have
story?
awesome, dude, awesome. Um, I know Power Rangers is a little cheesy, a little corny, and it is. It is, it's meant for small children. But the comic books, I mean, they take all the concepts of the show and somehow they bring it to adult. They give
Oh, okay.
backstories to a lot of the things that you see. Like they give backstories to Zordon. They show Zordon before he got trapped in that whatever he's in. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That tube and all kinds of things. All the minions that you see on the show, they give them real deep backstories. And it's crazy. It's a great series.
All right, you're gonna make me want to give in because to me it always reminded me of Voltron because
Yeah,
that's what it is. I call it
absolutely.
the I call it, no offense to the GoBots, but I call that the GoBots of the Voltron world. No, 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 no,
um,
no disrespect to all
no,
the Power
yeah,
Ranger fans.
yeah. No, I was
Yeah,
like that
they
too.
have
I
followers.
was like that too. But you know what? You got to give it up to the Power Rangers because they're much deeper than Voltron ever was. You know what I mean? I love Voltron. That was one of my first loves too. I'm from that era. Definitely love Voltron, and I definitely felt the same way as you when I was like, "Oh, this is just a rip off of Voltron." I said the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But over the years, I've gained a lot of respect for that franchise, and the comic book solidified it, man. Comic book solidified it. The Power Rangers are legit. They're
All
legit.
right. I'm gonna have to give a shot at and check shot at it and check it out because I know
Absolutely.
I have two that I picked up from my friend, but he actually purchased them, so I have two issues in the in my back issues. So I'm
Right.
gonna pop them open for you and check it out because
Absolutely. Definitely give it a try. I'm sure you're gonna like it. I'm sure you're
I
gonna
know there's a
like
big
it.
fall. Yeah,
It's
I'll help you open mine. I'll be open
yeah,
mine.
yeah.
I won't steal my hot
Robbie,
rod.
Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers. He's the one that turned me on to it. Um,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, he used to say, "This is the best superhero comic on shelves today." That was his exact words. So I was like, "Best superhero comic on shelves? What are you talking about?" It's
All right.
once you read it, it's hard to argue, man. It's hard to argue.
So how many Rangers are there? I know there's the yellow, pink, green, black, blue, right?
Right.
But then there's new ones. I Is there different ones now?
I don't know. I'm not like too into it because the comic books follow the original Rangers. I mean, they have a few of the Rangers from throughout the years pop in and out, but it's really about Jason, Zach, Trini, the original. You know, Green
Oh, okay.
Ranger. Yeah, it follows those guys mostly. It does not. They had an event where it was called Shattered something, Shattered Time or something like that. Where
Yeah, yeah,
like
I saw that.
every Ranger, yeah, it was pretty cool. Every Ranger from every universe, because it's like a multiverse kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Was popping in and stuff. It was crazy. It's really good.
All right, I'll have to check it out. I will. No, definitely. I'll be honest. I'm not a person that got into it, but I'll definitely check it out because
Yeah.
I'm stubborn to the part where you stick to the original. But Boom
Yeah,
Studios
man.
has been dropping heat, so if they have
Yeah.
that, they probably opened up the universe. So you know, to all you Power Rangers fans, I have love for you guys. No, no hate, no
No
hate.
way. No way. No. We don't want to upset those guys, right?
Yes.
No.
No, there's a following. There's a cult following for that.
Oh
And my
yeah.
nephew's a cult follower with that. He always tells me stuff about it. But I always kid with him, that's Voltron. But dude, I know there's a big following, so I'll check it
Oh
out.
yeah.
For you, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna bust open the comic and read them.
Yeah. Brick
Well,
said
that's
it right
cool.
there. It's Shattered Grid. He had it right there. Shattered Grid. That's what it's called. Great series, man. Great series.
So we covered Back to the Future. You love the first one, but you do also love number two.
Yes.
Transformers. Back to Transformers. Who is your ultimate top five?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Autobot,
Uh,
Decepticon, anybody.
doesn't matter. Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter, and it
All right.
doesn't matter which Beast Wars,
Right.
G1, anything.
Right. I mean, my list is kind of pedestrian. There's nothing really special about it. It's gonna be real popular guys. Like, of course, my number one would be Optimus Prime. Right. Optimus Prime is the G to me. He's it. When you see Transformers, I better see Prime right there in front and center. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, One Transformer that I always thought was so cool was Soundwave. I thought Soundwave was so awesome, man, because he
Yep.
had that monotone voice. You
I
know,
like that.
yes, mighty Megatron, and
Eject.
he was loyal. I mean, he was loyal. You know, doesn't matter what Megatron did. You know, Starscream would always be there talking junk, like, "Yo, you suck," and all this other stuff. And Soundwave was the first person always to like be like, "Yo, I'll take care of this guy if you need me to take care of this guy." Kind of business. And then those cassettes. Ah, the cassettes. You know, the Panther, the guy with the Rumble with the freaking arms,
Rumble
and the
Frenzy. Yeah.
yeah, the bird, Razorbeak. Oh man, love the cassettes. So yeah, I would have to put Soundwave on that list, and with him, all the cassettes. There you go. Absolutely, you already know. I got my Soundwave somewhere over there. I had to get him. Um,
Oh, there you go.
yeah, man. Okay, so you with me on this? You a Soundwave
I'm good,
fan?
yeah.
Hell
I can
yeah.
read your mind. I was looking at your page, brother.
Big Soundwave fan. Let me think about this, man. I really gotta think about this. Soundwave. Wow. Um. Oh, number three would have to be Grimlock, leader of the Dinobots. I mean, uh, I don't know. My favorite dinosaur always would be the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I think a lot of kids, a lot of boys, the king of dinosaurs. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's a T
I
Rex,
love
and he's
Grimlock.
a transformer. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and
You can all
he
of them were cool. Even like Swoop. He was just
right,
the aerial, craziness person who just talked and just, balance them out.
right,
I can,
right.
I love the Dinobots.
And
All
what's
right.
cool about
I'll,
Grimlock is that he seemed like he was dumb, but he wasn't dumb. You know what I mean? And he
mhm.
was the only one that would give Optimus crap. Like everybody else was kind of like, yeah, Optimus, whatever you say. Grimlock, like, why?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
On the later episodes, you probably know is when he had that brain part and he helped build Computron.
There you go.
So
There
he
you
was
go.
super smart when that happened, and I I still like him the OG way, but yeah,
Right.
great pick right there.
Yeah. And then
What else?
I guess
Who else?
number
Who else?
number four would probably be RC, man. First female transformer, uh, badass looking transformer, a pink transformer. So she stood out from the crowd. Her demeanor and the way she was in the '86 movie, I fell in love with her immediately. Always caring for everybody, always. You know, she was the
Yeah,
girl, man. She was the girl.
yeah, especially in
Loved
the
her.
movie where sure she's a badass dude. She's
Yeah,
all,
man.
hey,
Yeah.
come with me, I'll take care of you.
Yeah, she's a badass, man. I love her. Love her to death.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess the last one, let me think about this good. Last one would probably be, um, dang, it's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna go with somebody that nobody ever talks about or mentions, as cool or even a great toy. But I love Cup, the old Transformer from the '86 movie. Um, I always have a thing for like mentor mentor mentee kind of relationships, right?
Yep.
Always resonates with me. I mean, Back to the Future, we just talked about that. Doc Brown, Marty McFly, right? Um, uh, Mr. Miyagi, the Karate Kid. You know what I'm saying? I love those.
Any movies
I
did
love,
like that?
yeah, man. I love those relationships. I just do. I don't know why, but I gravitate to them. And Cup is that in the Transformers for me. Cup is
Yeah.
the mentor of Hot Rod. You know,
Yep.
Hot Rod. I know you hate Hot Rod because everybody says he killed Prime, but you gotta understand that that had to happen
Yeah.
for him to grow up,
Yes.
for him to understand his role that he's about to take on. He's about to become the leader of a race of people that are been fighting wars for hundreds of years. You can't be running around like a little idiot. So when Prime died, I liken it to Ben Parker from
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
Ben Parker had to die for Spider-Man to be Spider-Man, right? So it's the same business. Prime had to take that fall so that Rodimus can grow up and become leader of the Transformers. You know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
Matrix chose him. It didn't choose Ultra Magnus. It chose Rodimus. You know, so he had to. It was a pivotal moment in his life. You know, so I forgive him.
No,
And
I do
Prime
too.
came back anyway, man.
I actually enjoy the series, and I understand they did it for the sales point where they needed new characters to continue the seasons. And
Right.
me being, a diehard Prime fan, I was one of those kids that cried when I watched it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
So
was
I
with you,
just liked Hot Rod for a couple of months. But
man.
when I saw him put the Matrix and he Arise Rodimus and I heard Prime's
Yeah.
voice, then I was like, oh, all right, he's the new guy.
Yeah. He's a
So
chosen
I
one,
kind of
man.
but deep down inside, I'm always going to be mad at him. But he did a great job. He did. They
Yeah.
made him
Yeah.
look great. I
I mean,
enjoyed it.
it's hard to follow Prime, right? Let's
Yeah,
keep it real. It's hard to follow Prime. You know, Prime is he's awesome. He's everything. You know, he's the big guy.
you
Hot Rod,
gotta you gotta live a
he's
shadow.
okay. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's okay. I'm not gonna.
It's not.
I enjoy him. I enjoy him. Hot Rod,
Yeah.
no. Rodimus, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
And
he's a great character. He's a
yeah,
great character.
and I love that crew. Like I love the little crew they introduced. I love that he got Cup on his side as an advisor. He's got RC on the other side as an advisor. You got Springer, and then you
Yeah,
got our Dinobots, man. Grimlock is right behind him. You
yeah.
know what I mean? So I love that little crew they made up in that movie. Ultra Magnus, all those guys. Wheelie,
Yeah.
Daniel in the suit. You know what I mean? Great crew.
Oh, yeah,
I wish that would have continued a little more. You know?
yeah. I wish too, because it did only last through another season. Then they did
Yeah.
Return of Optimus Prime,
Right.
and then it did maybe 3 episodes of the Headmasters, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
was
plus,
sad about that.
people were so mad about Optimus Prime dying that it's like almost they were like, okay, we got to give them what they want, and then they just kind of discarded the movie stuff a little bit towards the end. You know?
Yeah, totally. The chat's on it too, man. They're bringing up some great stuff.
Peter Cullen voice is
Thank you all
legendary.
for checking us out. I appreciate it. Fable appreciates it. Just hitting some Transformer and Back to the Future. I hope you guys are
Oh,
loving
yeah,
it.
man. Back to the Future. Um, how
That's
about video games, man? Do you ever play any video games?
Yeah. I used to play the. I used to go to some people don't know, arcade machines and where they had in the arcade stuff. So I would play like
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles. The big arcade one. I see
Yeah.
that you have. I
Yeah.
love that one.
Yeah.
That's one of my
Definitely.
favorites.
Hell
Uh,
yeah. Hell
What
yeah.
else? I used to play the Star Wars one, the sit down,
Mm,
maybe the 2000 one.
excellent. Yeah.
Uh, Xbox, I play Battlefront, Star
Mm,
Wars Battlefront. So I'm a big
right.
Star Wars fan of that game. I enjoyed the Transformers game for the Xbox. I think it was
360.
360. There you go.
Yeah.
That one was
Uh,
cool.
the
How
War
about
for
you?
Cybertron or Devastation?
The War. I never played the
The War for
Devastation one.
Cybertron.
How was that one?
It's okay. It's not like War for Cybertron. It's more
Oh, okay.
arcadey. It's less story and stuff. It's like a nostalgia game. It's fan service, but it's good.
Oh, okay. Station
Yeah.
John, thanks for joining us.
Patient John. So video games, man. I'm a big video game head, right? Like you saw the arcade machines I have.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I couldn't film in front of them because people were over there doing stuff. I didn't want all the noise, but so I got the arcade machines, of course. I pretty much had every system since the Nintendo Entertainment System, right? Did you ever get the Nintendo Entertainment System? NES?
No, I got a ColecoVision.
That
So
was a
back in
little
the day,
before me.
yeah, that's right at the same time. But
Right,
it was
right.
more of a financial part where my parents had to put it in layaway,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you can pick it up
right.
later. So my mom didn't earn much, but she tried to get me and my sister, who were the youngest two, we were a party of 10.
Mm.
So she
Oh
had to
yeah,
split the money all around. And then
Of
on
course,
that,
yeah.
uh, my nephew who had it, I would go over there and play. So I remember like Excitebike, the first pro wrestling game. Were those are two of my favorite games.
Heck yeah.
I just love those games. Like I have an
Heck yeah.
Xbox that's chipped. My friend
Uh-huh.
chipped it. He's a big old computer brain there.
Right.
So I'll play those games from time to time.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
Nintendo games are your favorites that you probably still play?
Um, well, I don't really play much old games.
Ah,
Um, yeah, cause over the years, I've been steady at it. So I've seen the evolution of game mechanics and gameplay. And it's gotten to a point where you go back and play some of these old games and they just don't control right, or they're too difficult for their own good. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
They don't have much of a story there. It's a lot of arcade action, but I do enjoy some of them. One of my favorite Nintendo games of all time is Super Mario Brothers 3. I don't know if you've ever played Super Mario Brothers 3. Yeah. Yeah, that's the first time he gets all those suits.
Yes.
The raccoon suit, the frog suit, the hammer suit.
Yeah.
That game to this day is still great. You can anybody, a little kid can pick that up today and have a good time with Mario 3. So that's one of my favorite. Another favorite of mine from that era is Punch Out. Have you ever
Mike
played Mike
Tyson.
Tyson's Punch Out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that game destroyed me. Like I would not put it down until I figured out how to beat each boxer, man. I would just not. You know what I mean? How many times did you fight Mike Tyson? Did you ever beat Mike Tyson, first of all?
Once.
Yeah, one
I beat him once.
time. And one of the worst things about that thing is the Nintendo. Remember you had to blow the cartridge to get it to
And the
work a little
machine.
better? Yeah. One of the worst things that would happen is if you're fighting Mike Tyson and the thing messes up. Like,
Freezes.
oh man, that was a
Oh man.
nightmare. But yeah, a lot of those games you can't. They don't have save states. You'd have to play them from the very beginning. If the system turns off, oh well, you got to go back to the beginning. If you wanted to continue, some of them had codes that you had to write down. So these are all inconveniences and things that over the years, I just can't go back to. You know. But some of the newer stuff, man. Uh, are you playing anything on PS4, Xbox One,
No.
any of that stuff?
I used to when I lived with my sister to help her pay for the mortgage and stuff. My
Mm,
godson, I would play. I was playing Call of Duty 3. Uh,
mm,
what was the other shooter game? I was playing a lot of shooter games.
mm,
And then I introduced him to Star Wars stuff, and then we would play games. But since I moved out, I got married and everything, I
mm.
haven't been really hitting it. Like I have an
Yeah.
Xbox One, and I bought the Star Wars 360 because it was Star
Mm,
Wars, so I had to get
right.
that. And but lately, I haven't been playing. Since I don't, my second godson wants to play, so I'm gonna start getting the online live and probably start playing some games again.
Mm.
But
Yeah, games, they're time consuming.
yeah,
It's definitely tough to dedicate some time to playing them, especially when these games these days you you go to one town, defeat an enemy, and 4 hours passes by, and you're like, holy
yep,
crap! What the you know? But
totally.
uh, one of the games that I absolutely adore from the 360 era, talking about 360, is a game called Mass Effect. Have you ever played Mass Effect?
That is a sick game.
Yeah, it is one of my favorite games of all time. So I wanted to bring some Mass Effect special edition here from the 360. And yes, it has the slip.
Yep, that's sick.
And
You're making
I
my godson
also
jealous. That's one of his favorite games.
Mass Effect 2,
Oh,
same thing.
yeah,
Slip. Uh, One of my favorite games.
that is
This
sick.
series is amazing. Uh, and of course, Mass Effect 3, the final Mass Effect, also flip.
Dude, I love that cover right there. That's awesome though.
Sick.
Yeah,
And they
my
re-released
grandson.
it, so
I'll check it
you
out.
could jump on board. This is all of those games I just showed you on one disc.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, definitely pick that up. So yeah, I wanted to bring that up because you wanted me to show some stuff that I think are personal to me and what I really love. Gaming is absolutely up there with toys, and I'm a pop culture guy. I love it all. If I could have it all, I'd have it all, right? Um, but one video game that not recently played about 5 years ago, but ever since I played it, I absolutely love it. It has become my favorite game of all time, and I don't know if you've ever heard of this or played it, but it's
I've
called The
heard of it.
Witcher.
I even know the comic.
Yes,
How amazing. Good.
dude, this game is incredible. Incredible storytelling, gameplay, world design. It's just sick. And when I found out that Henry Cavill was gonna play him in the Netflix series,
Uh-huh.
I was so overjoyed because I knew a lot of people did not play this. They didn't get to experience this magic that I experienced, and I'm so happy that now finally, at least somebody's watching, somebody's paid attention, and we got this Netflix series. And I don't know if have you seen the Netflix series of The Witcher?
No, I just wanted to binge Transformers, but I'm gonna watch that next
Oh
because
man,
my wife got me into binging stuff, so I always wait and watch one thing straight, and then I'll jump onto it. But that's on the
dude,
list.
this character, Geralt, I'm telling you, man, this guy is sick. This is one of the best characters that's come out in the last few years, right here. I'm so happy there's a TV show, that there's a comic book that he's getting out there now. People are starting to discover him because he's great, man.
Ah, look at the X11, dude. Just he's right up there with you.
Yeah,
Bravo.
yeah,
There's so much to do on
yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh man, you could play that game. I've played and beat the game 4 times, and
Oh wow.
all 4 times, yeah, all 4 times I've seen something new. All 4 times. It's almost impossible to do everything. You're not gonna do everything. If you play that game from beginning to end, trust me, you're not gonna see everything.
Oh wow. Definitely. I know he has an
Yeah.
Xbox 4, so I'll check it out. I'm gonna borrow it from him and play it for a couple
Oh
hours.
yeah. Awesome.
That's it.
It's adult. There's nudity. There's cursing. It's not for children. You know, but it's
Oh,
badass, man.
he's 21
Badass.
now, so he's good.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
um. Yeah, man. So that's a little bit of video game stuff that I wanted to show. Just 2 series that I really enjoy, and I really think everybody out there should give a shot. Video games, to me, in my opinion, are one of the most future mediums for storytelling
Mhm.
there are. Because it combines so much of the things we love, and then it goes a step further. Meaning, like, it's cinematic, like movies. Depending on what kind of game you play, it can be very much a story. It doesn't even have to be about you shooting people or killing anything. You know what I mean? There's games where it's puzzles and figure it out, and there's so many different types. And then with the storytelling, it takes the comic book element, it takes the movie element, but then it takes it a step further because you're in control.
Yeah.
You make the story. You're the storyteller. You know what I mean? And I think that is amazing.
Nice. I've seen the development from original 8 bits all the way to the way it looks now, and
Mm,
like Halo, like his he's Brandon, my godson's Brandon. He
mm.
loves the story, and then I would just go straight to the shooters and just want action. Let's go with the action. But I sat back and watched some of the stuff, even Resident Evil, like the early stuff,
Yes.
that they put a lot of money into that story, and I'll just sit there and watch the stories from time to time,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
yeah, so I'm guessing The Witcher is going to be in that top level right there. So that's
Oh
something,
man.
you're making me interested in. See, I'm gonna blame you again. All the stuff I'm
Yeah,
trying to get out of, you're gonna bring me in.
yeah. It's so good, man. You're gonna fall in love with Geralt. I don't think there's not a soul out there that is into what we're into. You know, when we talk about Transformers and '80s things and these movies, I don't think there's anybody that's into what we're into that won't like that guy, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Really recommend it.
totally. Well, let's say bye to HK Wifey. Sheena's gotta do some stuff. I appreciate you stopping by.
Station. Thanks everybody. Yeah, man.
Yeah, everybody here, we appreciate you and thank you for hanging out with us. And
Hell yeah.
uh, just chatting, me and you, which I'm thankful for and happy to finally talk to you on the screen. We already did about an hour, brother.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
time flies
And
when you're having fun.
I didn't even show any comics. That's weird.
Totally, man. Hey, we got a couple of minutes. Let's do this, dude. I want to see.
uh,
I want to get to know you better.
well, as far as comics is concerned, I collected comic books from starting in 1987, I believe, or 86. My first comic books were X-Men 212 and 213,
Oh,
which was yeah, Wolverine versus Sabretooth. Most
yep.
one of the best X-Men comic books. Which were hand-me-downs, from my aunt who was into
Oh,
comic
okay.
books. Yeah,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Nothing. I didn't even know comic books existed until she gave me a comic book. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like
nice.
I knew who Spider-Man was, I knew who all the heroes were, but that's because the cartoons and the toys were out. I didn't know that they came from comic books first. So when I saw Wolverine on the cover of 212 Station, yes, yes, when I saw Wolverine on the cover of 212 and he's bloody, he's all ripped up, his outfit's all ripped up, I'm like, whoa, what the heck happened to Wolverine? I
Yeah.
gotta check this story out. Which threw me down a whole rabbit hole of X-Men comic books and all that stuff. But two of the comic books that I feel, let me see, I think I got them here. Uh, two comic books that really, really resonated with me over the years would probably be Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man #1. I believe this is 1991.
Yep.
McFarlane, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, all those Image guys, when they were at Marvel, I mean, they made Marvel pop so much, you know. And this book was so sought after back in those days. Now you could get it like almost anything, but this one means a lot to me. And of course, Jim Lee's X-Men
Oh, Jim Lee, X-Men #1, baby.
#1. You know, I got all of them. I made sure that when I came back to collecting, that I got those two comic books, immediately. So, Jim Lee's X-Men. And funny enough, and this is the last comic book thing I'm going to show because I know we got to get out of here.
Nah,
But
anytime you want, brother. All the time. This is your show.
the comic book that got me back into comic books was also X-Men. House of X, Powers of X. I will never get rid of this series.
Yep.
Ever, 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 ever in my life. This comic book, I single-handedly credit for me being here today on Ragin Cajun Show.
That is awesome. I stopped collecting for 3 years. I collected all the way to two. No, not three. I stopped collecting for like 10 years. And my friend got me back into it. And then when I read that, I was automatically transported back to old school X-Men stories. Hickman kicked
Gotcha.
that out of the ballpark big time. Like he freaking smashed it. Like
It was the hottest thing, man.
yeah,
Every week they were coming out.
yes.
Every week,
Every
House
week
of
I
X,
was looking
Powers
forward
of
to it.
X,
I
House of
loved it.
X, Powers of X. Yeah. One of the
That
greatest
is an amazing
series.
set.
Yeah, and I will treasure these. And I have multiple sets of this. Like I have the connecting cover set. I have
Oh,
they all came out with connecting covers. I have that whole set.
yeah.
I have the which is the other set? The decade set where they had them during the years, like how they looked. Hodgepodge is the reason for playing. Absolutely. Blame
Yeah.
Jonathan Hickman. That's the new
No,
blame
thank
Hickman.
you. Because you posted those pictures. I was like, dang, I don't have that issue. I want that cover.
Yeah. I mean, say what you will about X-Men today and whatever you think about how many books there are or who's writing it, the stories or whatever, it could never take away from what Hoxpox was. Hoxpox
Oh, yeah.
is right up there with all the other ones. Like whatever you hold dear, Watchmen, The Killing Joke, those kind of stories, those epic stories that stick through time. Hoxpox, I believe, is one of those. We got one.
Yep.
You know.
Just like what John says, another great one was Chris Claremont. He redefined the X-Men when he started writing
Oh
all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
But
and
Hickman hit it out of the park. That's one
yeah,
of my favorites out of the last 5 years. It's one of the best
yeah,
series I've ever read. I can't get
yeah.
enough of that.
Well, I mean, X Men are my favorite characters, comic book characters. Just period. That's my favorite team, characters, world, universe, whatever you want to call it. The X universe is my favorite thing in comic books. And part of the reason is because of Claremont and John Byrne. You know, uh, people like to retro hate on Claremont for some reason. They like to not include him in the greatest writers, or they kind of critique him, and I don't understand where that's coming from. I don't get it. But I can tell you right now that to an 8-year-old boy reading Claremont in that era, he taught me how to accept everybody, right? Because it was about so many different kind of people in the world, so many and hated on people, and he made this sanctuary
Yep.
for them, where he would say, "The world hates you, but I love you.
Yep.
You're not garbage. You're special. And if you're a little boy going through something, that's crazy, you know."
Yeah. I, that kind of helped me to love everybody for who they are, not what they look like. Because there's always, even the cartoon helped me out when it says, hate mutants when they shouldn't have. They're still human. And that's why I love everybody. And I have you because you're one of those positive people who's just giving love to everybody, which I thank you for. And that makes me a better person. So, like those books, Claremont, he had that hidden message in there to love because he gave you the other side of the stories, not just straight action. He's giving you to build the
Right,
characters and everything.
right.
So,
And he did a lot of the social commentary in a way where it did interfere with kicking the bad guy's ass. Like we kicked the bad guy's ass at the end of the day.
yep,
You had gay characters, you had black characters, white characters, Asian characters, you had characters from all over the country. We even had Russian characters when we were fighting Russians in real life. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
He took every race and then he took it on top of that. He said, oh, now they're freaks too. On top of being different colors, different sexual, different religions, they're also freaks too. They got everything going against them. You know what I mean?
Yep,
And I don't know how you can ever say that that man isn't like one of the greatest writers. Period.
yep. I can't. I put him in my top five because he did recreate the X-Men for me. When I read all his stories, I I've loved them since that. And
Yeah.
then I can't say anybody better than him. One of better than him, other than to me, Stan Lee created some of the great earlys, but
Oh yeah. Well.
to me,
Yeah.
Claremont, he gelled it for me because that's more my
Oh yeah.
era when I started reading. So I'm always going to favor him, but he he made
Right.
me, like I said earlier, made me
Yeah.
think everybody's the same, even though we don't
Yeah.
look the same. We are the same.
Right. And you could
But
you could retroactively read his stuff and pick this out of it and pick how whack this is or how garbage this is or whatever. We can do that for everything
oh yeah,
that we love, right? We can do that because we're in hindsight now.
yep,
But let's never take away the impact. The impact is so important. It's so important.
Dude, you killed it. I loved everything you showed me. And of course, you gave me goosebumps. Your
Sorry,
collection is
sorry,
sick,
man.
Phable. Uh, we're going into like an hour and 10 minutes, so I'm gonna have. I'm having so much fun. Chat, thanks for hanging with us,
Yeah.
brother. We're gonna do this again
Hell
because I want to talk more and I want to see more of your stuff. I like
yeah.
showing off, you know, my friends in the community. Thank you guys all. So,
Oh yeah.
brother, before we head out, I'm gonna highlight you. Gotta learn how to do this correctly. The window is yours, brother. What you got coming for in the future, brother?
uh, well, I do a thing called Blame Fable every Wednesdays on New Comic Book Day, which I love doing because of New Comic Book Day. And I just hang out with people in the community. I try to get as many people as I can because it's hard for people to jump on my show at 12 in the afternoon. They're working, they're running around doing things. But yet and still, I still get guests, and we have a good time showing off our comic books and pop culture related items that we get on that day. And of course, that's part of Whiplash Wednesday with the PCP Army Bad Batch. There's a little crew of guys that I hang out with for the most part, and they all have their own shows. Big Herm, TM Nerdy, Nick Comic Culture, Tomorrow Cinema, Sam's Tangle Web. I mean, there's a lot of us. But we're not a crew. We're not a gang of people. We're just a bunch of guys that love the same thing, and we are all positive, and we all figure, hey, if we band together and spread this positivity, maybe some of that negativity will move to the side. But yeah, that's really about it. Blame Fable every Wednesday. I'm probably gonna end up going on one of our good community members. His name is Real Root Six. Real Root Six has a show that he started lately. It's pretty late, so I don't expect people to be there, but I'll be there next Friday at about 1 a.m. Eastern to hang out with him. Um, and I'm in talks with other people to see what collab and stuff on channels and stuff. So that's about it.
Brother, always a pleasure. Great. You have a follower for life here, brother. Love your stuff. No,
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
uh,
Thank you.
I try to catch it every time, yeah, and I get it at lunchtime. So when you see me jump on, it's like 30 minutes and I have to jump back out.
Yeah.
But I always watch
Yeah.
the rewind. Love your stuff.
Right.
If you don't
Thank you,
follow him,
brother.
go on Instagram, check him out. He has great content. FOMO one was off the hook. I love that episode. I watch it more than once because
Aw.
I fall into that, dude, and everybody
Right.
does. So that's
Right.
another
Right.
story. I will come back and just chat comics and
Yeah,
anything
man.
anything you want to, brother.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much for having me and letting me get some of this stuff that I've been holding on my mind to say sometimes, because this community saved my life in a lot of ways. Um, and I just want to pay it forward.
Yeah, hey, you always got another brother over here, brother. When you want to give me a holler and just chat, I'm here. That's why I'm always here
Absolutely.
for everybody. So anybody who needs to talk, give me a holler. DM me. I'll give you my phone number. You can call me, and we can just chat if you ever need it. Um,
Absolutely.
Phable, I wish I can go on more. I know you probably have stuff to do. Uh, Thank you to the chat. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna move this show to noon because we have you promised me comic starts at 11 o'clock, and I totally slipped my mind when I started the show. So I got to show love to the community. I'm going to move it to noon, an hour after, so we don't compete. So for the next episode, hopefully going to have my brother Sith Lordley. I'm going to get with him
Oh,
and make sure he's good. He's one of the
heck
good
yeah.
guys that from SoCal that I met. I've had a blast
One of the best.
chatting with him. So I can't wait to have him next week and see what he has for us. Fable again, brother. Thank you. You have a good week. Chat. Thank you. I'm gonna have all his description in the bottom, so you follow Fable if you want some great content. And dude, Transformer love, like always. I love your Transformer stuff, dude.
Hey
But
man,
he's more than that. Yes,
Station
all the
isn't
time.
just station isn't just a greeting, guys. It's a way of life. Be
Yes,
excellent to each other and party on,
that's how much
dudes.
drops facts.
Station.
Station.